Okay, finally, we are back on Earth. Can the stupid whiny bitch babies stop being stupid whiny bitch babies about us being on Mars? No, you're still gonna complain just because. God damn humanity, I swear. The human race, the most insatiable of races. So, this is episode 5? Yes, 6? No, 5. Episode 5 of Young Justice Phantom. We are back on Earth. As we all know, in the last episode, Connor kind of is unalive, and it was kind of sad and hilarious to see the Connor stands just asking the Wally stands to pass on their clown makeup and outfits, and I'm like, you didn't have to make it so real. So from what I gather, this season's gonna be arc by arc, and well, everything is arc by arc, but maybe 4 episodes will focus on one person. So 4 episodes focus on kind of like on Megan and Connor. The next 4 episodes seem to be focusing on Artemis specifically, even though we're back on Earth. Last season, I remember the arc was kind of focused on Dick, but I do not care. The moment I saw my precious baby boy on screen, I was like, yes, yes. Why do DC franchises hide Dick from me? In both senses of the word. Even the webcomic Batman Wayne family, or Wayne the Batman family, they waited until multiple installments before they showed us Dick, and I'm like, why? They wanted me to spend my coins to fast pass. But even though we're seeing him in a sad situation, this is not a happy time to see him. It's like, I would take him. I would take Dick in whatever capacity it is given to me. And again, I mean that in both senses of the word and statement. He kind of looks like Superboy, kind of from the side. I don't know. Maybe it's just the black hair. And Artemis is like, oh no. Oh no. And you just know, like, they've been through so freaking much. This is the main 5 or 6 if we even think about it. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean 6. Zatanna and what's her face, Rocket. I'm sorry, you cute on the title card, but you weren't the main 6. Are we sure it's 6? Oh, yes. I keep thinking, I'm like, yes, I know Wally is part of it, but it keeps feeling like it's more than 6. So now, a third of the team is just dead, and a lot of people found it weird why Megan was moaning and things are just off, and she's moved on. I'm happy for her, but still, like, him, really? You had such spice and now you're going flavorless in the relationship. And I hope this doesn't mean that the relationship is having problems, but she seemed to be having fun with him. But now it's that she said, oh, Connor was like a brother to her, and obviously he was. They lived together, they were that close. But I see Artemis having more of a relationship with Nightwing, Robin, Dick, whatever you want to call him, through whatever installations he has gone through, iterations, versions, whatever. She was more closer to him than to Superboy. I don't remember an episode where Artemis and Connor just connected. Again, if I remember season 1, it was more Artemis connected with Megan, with Wally, and with Dick, but not really Aqualad and Connor because they were more of the stoic ones. I think Artemis got pissed at Megan because Megan started dating Connor and Artemis was like the last to know, and that's how Artemis and Zatanna went on this adventure together. But again, there's a lot of in between that we don't know about. Oh my god, they're really playing this shit up, and I don't believe it for a second. My heart refuses to believe this, because I would be destroyed. At least with like Wally and stuff, it's they were happy, they had their moments and everything, but this was before the damn wedding. I cannot allow myself to emotionally process this. So this episode it's all about getting back to Earth. What is everyone up to? And Artemis is trying to reach back out to her sister and kind of like reconcile things. So she tries to reach out to her mother. Her mother is like, yeah, your sister is really a lost cause. And I'm like, bitch, you were a villain and you came back to the side of good. So please leave Cheshire alone. She's working through some things. She's trying to figure herself out. And apparently Artemis is a professor now. She goes like, she's what, 26? But then again, my friend it teaches at our college now. She's a lecturer. She's trying to go back and get a PhD, so she'll be a professor too. I can me that you're listening to this, I can literally walk up to my college now and get a job as a lecturer. Who would allow me to teach anybody anything? But I'm qualified. So seeing Artemis be in this position is like, oh fuck, we really are adults now. It hits all the things you don't want to accept as an adult. Please, to all the youth and children watching, enjoy your youth. It does not last long. So a black bitch is following her. I can say that, of course. And Artemis is crying. I'm like, oh my god, pull yourself together. But work through those emotions. We don't want a Wally part 2 where you repress everything. And as Artemis says, she knows what Megan is going through, and no one should ever go through that. And the black bitch follows her. And we have Arson. Yes, I remember I looked up his name, Arson, and I think her name is Arrowette. Yes, corner her, and I'm like, how are they doing all of this shit? And where is Megan? Where is Artemis? And it's like, oh, she knew. And I'm like, god damn it, superheroes. And I guess the superheroes even have a code where it's like you don't follow them home. And it's like, I like the fact that even the villains respect the code of to keep our families out of this. You keep our families out of this, we'll keep your families out of this. And it's like, well, at least the villains, the only person who didn't follow that rule was that person that was Aqualad's nemesis, not Mantis or whatever. I can't remember his name, the one that I think Queen Shiva killed last season. He tried to go after all the wives who are pregnant and babies and stuff, and the villains are like, yeah, we don't want a murderous psychopathic Superman after our asses. We'd rather beat these people fair and square in our own illegal ways, but no, wife and kids, innocent civilians, no. And at least villains go, oh yeah, we won't cross that line. I think Arrowette, is she like part cyborg? Because I don't know how she did that, but that was cool. I've always liked the fact how do archers know what bow and arrow they're picking from? And her is like, she flips through it, picks the arrow she needs, and it's gone. And Arson is just the chaotic bastard we know and love. Like, he's the original Roy. And to see how the original and the clone become two different versions, because the clone Roy is the Roy that we know, and it's so weird to see him become anything other than who he is. But then you have to think, okay, his clone became this way because of what happened. Maybe if he didn't become a clone, he would have ended up as Roy or not, because the dude was always chaotic in season 1, and the Roy we know was kind of subdued. I don't know. I love the whole clone thing. I love how they interact with each other like brothers. It's so cute. Back to Cheshire. She's come to the League of Shadows to die. I don't even get it. Basically, she feels like, oh, they're coming after me, so I will come after you instead. And it's like, that's not how running away works. And it's like, yeah, we don't want to kill you. We're disbanded. And I'm like, how? Where is Ra's al Ghul? Who authorized this? Oh, maybe it was because of the birth of Damien. Ooh, but then we knew Damien was raised in the League of Shadows, so they can't disband before he even trains with them. So maybe this whole plot line of them disbanding is the lie. Anyway, they have the black bitch cornered, and we get this line from the scene. What? The line from the trailers. The line from the scene from the trailers where Artemis, I'm not gonna call her Tigress, I'm sorry, says, oh, you broke some rules, I want to break some too. I'm like, they made it seem like she was gonna de facto, one of those two. She says, hey, I got information for you. This person is going to come and pretend to be on your side, but she's not. And then the person comes and it's like, oh my God, it's a she said. One of these two is lying. One of them is a mole. The other one is trying to protect them from the mole, and they don't know who it is. And it's like, yes, this is what I love about Young Justice, the whole psycho pseudo hero stuff. I love it. It's kind of like how harkens back to season 1. I should stop trying to use big words. Where in season 1, was it season 1 or 2? I think it's 2. Whatever. Where we knew Artemis was the son of a bad guy, but she's hiding it. And we knew Megan had her own secrets and she's hiding it. And Superboy was in contact with Lex and he's hiding it. I think it was season 2. No. Whatever. And everything came to a head where they had to reveal it. And it's like, even the heroes are not so cut and dry. And I just like that part of, there are so many moving pieces and our main characters have to adapt to those moving pieces as they're happening. What would you do if you were in the shoes of these heroes, where they are justified to do things that, if you had just heard it without seeing their side of the story, you'd think, oh, this is wrong. We come back to Cheshire, of course. She's asking, wait, why are you disbanding? I don't know, talk. Then we see Damien's mother. I don't know, it's maybe because I saw her design before, or maybe because I've seen a lot of the Batman movies, but they kind of took her design from that. So many people, oh my god, so many people are screaming that this is Red Hood. Ooh, Red Hood, literally. And I'm here thinking, DC, please, just give them Jason. Just give them Jason. I have my Nightwing. I think I haven't said this in a video before. Maybe I just said it in my head, but I have Nightwing and I want them to be happy. Give this to them. They deserve happiness at this point. And Damien's eyes are so fucking green. Let me see if I can find that scene.
Something quite different is at play. Cheshire may pretend she is here to brave us in our home, but truthfully, she came because she is afraid.
No, I don't think that's it. I'm looking for the scene where she was like, your son needs, I hope you have therapy lined up for your boy. And she's like, unlike you, my son is gonna grow up with his mother. Yeah, here it is.
He will not need one. Unlike your daughter, he will not
Therapist lined up for your son.
He will not need one. Unlike your daughter, he will have grown up with his mother.
I did what was best for my girl.
What is best for my boy is to be by my side. I will never give Damien up.
Then you're a
And I'm over here like, who's gonna tell her? We all know Damien's gonna end up with Batman, and I saw the titties from here. Goddamn. So she's basically calling her out like, yeah, I did what I had to do for my daughter. And she's like, my son needs to stand by my side. And I'm like, I am more on Damien's mom's side, whatever her name is, cannot remember. And Cassandra here, if I was asked this question, will she betray her dad? I'd actually think yes, because after the last season, her seeing what her dad did to her sister kind of fucked her up. And then there's this whole scars, and I can see, what's his name, Vandal. I don't see Vandal Savage dismembering her, because Vandal Savage doesn't see the waste of wasting a potential asset, and him mutilating her is devaluing her accessibility. And so I don't see him doing that as punishment, but I see him punishing her in a way. But how do you punish someone who doesn't have anything outside of work, outside of her dad, unless you punish yourself? So this could be a viable thing. And then the black bitch is like, no, she's lying. And I'm like, what reason do you have to help the bad guys? Because even if you work for the League, whatever, and she comes to dismantle them, you come in to warn them. Why? Like, have we now stopped to think why the black girl is doing this? But we're questioning Cassandra, who has a valid reason for doing this. Regardless, there's flashback about Artemis and her sister, and it's like, oh, every girl for herself. Her sister tried to help Artemis, but at the same time, her dad kind of fucked her over. And it's like, you'd think a sister who'd really try to defend her other sister from her dad would just walk out, but whatever, they're trying to transport them to this place. I didn't really watch this fully because my laptop died, and I started watching on my phone, and my phone was dying, so I couldn't watch it very clearly, but I was hearing everything. Went back and watched it again, but I think they're going to like a secure place, Fort Knox, a bank or something. Regardless, a dart aims for Cassandra, and Arrowette blocks her, and it's just a tranquilizer dart. So they weren't trying to kill her. Maybe they're just trying to like subdue her, make her go to sleep so she wouldn't reveal anything. I don't know who to trust. We have the awesome fight scenes that I will have to come back and watch later. And now they're questioning them. They bring Tara, they bring, I think this is Casey, another Batman brat, and then they bring Orphan. And apparently Orphan doesn't speak. So a lot of Batman people are here. Batman kids, Bat brats, whatever. The Bat family and the Arrow family. Wait, is she? I don't know if she's part of for Batman or for the Arrows, but she's red, kind of in theme with them. So they're basically talking, okay, what do we do with them? Tara's been in the shadows. They're asking her. She's like, yeah, it could be either way. They ask Orphan. Orphan is like, don't trust either of these two bitches, like, at all. And I'm like, yes, mood. And then the philosophical question was presented, where I'll let them explain it.
Both be moles. And
If
he's a
DC
former
doesn't
mole,
copyright
so he'd
me.
know. It's an old Cold War strategy. The bad guys send us two options and don't really care which one we trust.
But wait, if they're both equally untrustworthy, doesn't that make them both equally trustworthy?
True. Both could be legit, but the shadows got them to mistrust each other.
Jeez, kick them both loose and let the shadows sort them out.
No.
Wow. Okay, first of all, as soon as Arrowette finished talking, I was like, no, that's not how you logic. And then Arson talked, and I was like, yes, finally, a voice of fucking reason. If they're equally untrustworthy, doesn't make them equally trustworthy. Okay, if both of them are, oh, they're on the bad side, we can use them to our advantage, so they can rat on each other, so they are equally trustworthy. And I'm like, no, no, no. My brain can literally not understand that. What if they're equally untrustworthy? On the same side, they could have just come here with this plan to rat each other out and just leave it up to you guys to decide who's correct. So they're not equally trustworthy because they're both on the bad side. So Arson saying, look, let's cut them loose and let the shadows decide. I'm like, yes, I love you. Why aren't you the original Red Arrow? Take your mantle back. What the fuck? And then Tigress obviously being the hero. No, if even one or both are telling the truth, we need to give them a chance. And it's like, get your head out of your ass. That's not how it works. Then she has a memory of her dad where her sister was like, oh, I'm running away. And Artemis was like, you'll never find her. Dad was like, I don't want to. I'll let her live in the real world since she wants to live there. And I'm like, oh no. Oh, this was also part of the memory where the sister flashed the knife. Wait, is this present day? Wait a minute. I'm seeing blurry edges. So that's a memory. Yeah, these are all memories. Because I thought this was in present day, her going to see her daughter. But no, this was in the past. So now she's here to see her daughter. Because whenever she gets a message, it's an emergency. And then the mom is like, I didn't message you. And I'm like, oh my god, it's a trap. But then it's like Artemis. And I'm like, oh, I cannot wait for the next episode. Oh, this show is my life. This show is my pride and joy. This show gives me happiness. The thinking, it makes all three of my brain cells dance in my head wondering what's gonna happen next. And it's like, damn, such a good show. Anyway, who would you trust? Would you trust Cassandra or the black bitch? Do not care to go check her name. I'll find it out. I learned about the Aashen, the Garoon, the Bladen, the Yalone. Over time, I'll learn her name over time as well. Mars. Yeah, I mean, they really just forgot about Mars, but we get it. Large cast. The show can handle it. I'm happy to be back on Earth. I'm happy to see my Dickinson again. And I saw this. I just remembered I saw this, and I'm like, do not do this to me. God, I'm gonna cry again just thinking about it. I didn't cry the first time, but I sure as hell almost did. This is the main squad. This is the 4, and half of them are dead. Now you're ready to unpack that emotional baggage. Let's just end here. Artemis and her sister Cheshire. Has nobody ever pointed it out that Artemis in the first season, her name was Artemis and her code name was Artemis? Nobody thought that was weird. I liked it. Made it easier for me. Anyway, she was hiding her identity, but like in plain sight. And then she went to the same school as Robin. And then we even saw Barbara. It was a fun time. Oh my god. And yeah. I have nothing to say. I just want to ramble, but I'm gonna cut myself short and end the video here. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And with that being said, this is TVC. Signing out. My sons.